Michael Williams here, White Label Consulting. I got a question. I wonder if you could make thumbnails in OBS, right? I'm going to switch over here to my split screen, and I'm actually going to let me go to studio mode and change my asset screen to my OBS screen. Actually, let's go to tutorial. Tutorial is going to do this. Wait a minute. Let me switch over. Okay, tutorial screen, and then in my assets folder, this is the big screen. What screen is this? Let's pick my second monitor. Is it this one? Yes. Click OK. All right, so let's do something, right? Most people don't know that you have the ability within OBS to, and let me turn this off real quick. It's a vertical thing. It'll distract everybody. There we go. In OBS, if you right click on a source, right, you can go right here to screenshot source, right? So I'm going to go on my live broadcast and I'm going to pick this angle. This is my angle right here. And I guess I want to title this, can OBS make thumbnails? So let's do something. Let's just scoot over to the right. I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm going to right click on this area right here and I'll show you. And it says screenshot source. What that is going to do is take a screenshot of the source that I'm asking it to take a screenshot of. So I'm gonna move the microphone, I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, I did that, right? Now I'm gonna create a new scene. Let's call this new scene, add scene. Let's call it OBS thumbnail. OBS thumbnails. Right? Let's click OK. Nothing in there, it's at the top. Let's move it all the way to the top so it's on its own. All right, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna add a media source, image. I'm gonna add the image. I'm gonna pull it, thumbnail. Right, and I'm going to go find it. I believe that it drops the thumbnail in the folder that you are recording for your broadcast, and there it goes. Well, there it goes. I'm gonna click OK. So there, I have my image, right? Clear cut. I got my lighting the way I want. I'm gonna add text. Let me add text, and we'll just say it that, and we'll just say let's just make it simple. Let's put OBS. That'll be the first one. Let's change the font to something that I have. Select font. I have a very thick font here that I use. Improv New Wide. So I'm gonna click OK. It's pretty thick right there. I'm gonna put this here. Right? And I'm actually gonna move this up a little bit. I'm gonna move this up for a specific reason. I'm actually gonna wait. Let me Control Z this real quick. Let me crop in the bottom. I'm gonna crop in the bottom and the top. So I'm gonna hold down Alt, crop in the top, move it up, right? Crop in the bottom a little bit. Right now I'm gonna add a color source. Add color source. I'm gonna let's just use purple. I think I've got a purple already ready. Yeah, but I don't wanna mess with that one. But I do like that. I'm gonna add a color source. Add color source. We'll just say thumb purple. Thumb purple, we'll call it that for now. Select color. I don't know what my HTML color is for my channel. I should know it, but I don't, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna pick that, click OK. Click OK, and now I'm gonna do Alt. Roll it down here, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this a little bigger, right? I'm gonna put that there, and actually, I'm gonna add another text layer, which would be text. I'm gonna put thumb text 2, and I'm gonna say thumbnails, right? And a question mark. Click OK. We'll pull this down here. Now I need to pick another font because obviously there's a couple ways I can do this. I can make this big, because the thing with thumbnails is you want to make sure the text is readable on the fly. Right, and I can change the font of this one right here. I can select the font right here. I think Anton is a pretty thick font, A-N-T, O-N, let me see it right there. Let me click that real quick. So I think that's a pretty thick font, and it's actually pretty tall, easy to see, right? And I am going to, let me take the Z off, sorry. I'm gonna put OBS and thumbnails and make this a little bigger, right? I'm going to, let me close this. Let me move this over just a tad bit so I can see a little bit more. I'm gonna take this right here. Now, I used to use black and white for my thumbnails, right? That used to be my thing, right? So I can actually go into the thumbnail image, which is here, click filters, click color correction, and just make it black and white just for the sake of this tutorial. Take the saturation out. I actually can lower the brightness and contrast. Do this real quick so I can get a little bit of contrast in there, and click close, okay? So OBS thumbnails, right? And maybe I can bring this down. I can bring it down on my face just a little bit. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this right here. Let's put this here. Let's take my image and make it a little bigger, but pull it over to the side like that. Pull this down, the color down, OBS, thumbnails. Let's actually add the word makes. And let's add another text source and call it thumbtext 3. This is, somebody say this is useless. Well, I mean, look at the end of the day, we're trying to teach you how to do live stream for free. If you can't afford Canva, that's okay. If you don't know how to use Photoshop, if that's fine. If you don't know how to use Illustrator, I'm able to do this because I know how to use several different programs. I know how to use a lot of programs. That's why I can visually see me being able to do this, right? So let's do this. OBS makes, and let's use the same font to keep it uniform. Let's just use Anton, all right? Let's click OK and put it right here. And we'll put this down here. Question mark, OBS makes thumbnails. All right. Now down here, there's some other stuff I may want to put. I want to move this over just a little bit. Obviously, I can take a better picture. It doesn't have to be that much of a picture. Maybe I can look to the side. Maybe I can do something different. But I mean, at the end of the day, there's a couple things I can do with this text still. I can click on my thumb 3. Is that right? Yeah, I can click on that. I know down here you can choose a background color, right? So I can select just the purple that I have and click OK. And let me see how that looks real quick. Let me see, background color, background opacity. There we go. So I can do OBS makes thumbnail, and then I can also play with the, let me see here. The alignment is center, right? So and I want the text to be black. Now I'm trying something here I think might work, may not work. We're learning this together, people. So let's say that right there. Okay, let's say okay. Now I'm wondering, like, that is a little too much. I'm wondering if I can hold down Alt, absolutely, and click on, oops, turn off the Z. I can hold down Alt and click on the actual background so that I'm able to move these around. So we'll move that right there. Thumb purple is the background. I need that to be on top. Let's move that all the way to the top. Let's move this down to the bottom. Let's put that right there. And I usually use actually black, and I usually use purple and green. So I'm gonna click on this one, and I'm gonna change the font color to a greenish, light green. It's something I've been using. Yeah, it's something I've been doing with the Adobe color wheel. So it makes me, it gives the illusion that these colors actually blend together. And so that's what I've been using. You put a color code in, and then it tells you, you know, what goes with it, what doesn't. But yeah, I'm gonna make that purple just a little lighter. Click OK, and there we go. OBS makes thumbnails, right? Let's do that real quick. OBS makes thumbnails. Now I am going to, let me pull up if there are any other features that I need. Now I'm gonna pull up my YouTube feed, and obviously it's gonna be different from your YouTube feed. And just look at some things with YouTube things that they do here. So you have an outline here. Here you have some effects on LFR family. This guy AI agents, you have some different colors there. He's got a picture cut out. Nick Nim, he has drop shadow, drop text. So A lot of these, you have Stephen A. Smith. This is a lot of stuff I just watch. I'm into the political commentary, so I watch both sides. This right here, outline. So let's go back to OBS real quick. I'm noticing that some people do have an outline. So this is OBS at the top. Let's see how an outline works. Let's go down here to, there's somewhere where there's a stroke. Text transform, nope, that just makes it uppercase or lowercase. Gradient, you can actually add a gradient to the text, which I don't want to do yet. Outline, here we go. Bam, so let's go outline. Let's try to choose maybe black, I don't know. Well, let's choose the purple. We've been rocking with the purple. So let's do that, and let me see. This tells you the color, the outline opacity, and okay, the outline size. So now we can play with the size, right? Okay, so OBS makes thumbnails, right? Now, if this was a lighter background per se, maybe I could do a drop shadow. Well, let's see. I'm gonna click on the actual word thumbnails here. I'm gonna double click on that. And I believe if you go down, I thought somewhere here you could drop a shadow or an effect. I know you can actually add an effect by adding a filter. If you use the filter, you can click on the filter option right here and click on plus and go to drop shadow, which is a plugin. Let me see where it's at. Freeze glow. Is it shadow? There we go. So just click shadow and you can actually add a shadow like that. This is the intensity, so it can be like that. You can also do the angle, change the direction of it, and you can do the distance. So you can do that and click OK. Now you can't really see that much because it's on a darker background. I'm sure if I go to the thumbnail image, right, and I click on filters and I turn that filter off, color correction, click close, then you can kind of see a little bit of the shadow right here. As you mouse in right here, actually let me mouse in right there, you can see the shadow. So at the bottom, what can we add? Let's go back over here. You'll see that they have some text here at the bottom of every thumbnail. You just have to know where you're going to put it at. So what could I put here? OBS makes thumbnail. Let me see here. Let's add one more text. Let's add a text right here, and we'll call it bottom. Let's put the channel name. White label consulting, right? And let's do text transform on this one, where we're going to make it uppercase. We're going to pick the color that we want, which was going to be the green. I think we picked this green, one of these greens. We'll pick that green right there. That's actually the green I've been using. We'll select the font here. Well, let's just use that font for now. I like to use clean fonts. That's a little bit too thick. Let's do bold, not bold italic. Let's do that. I think that'll work. No, that's not bold enough. Let me see, bold italic. No, bold short. Okay, click OK. Move this down to the bottom. I can hit Control F to make it fit in the window and then drag it to the bottom. I can still resize it by just dragging it like that. And we'll do this right here. We'll put my little consulting. And actually, let's make that, let's do select font. We'll do that. And let's change the color of this because I think it's got to be more this screen. Click OK. And actually, I think if we double click on it as well, we can go down here, and there's no way to do this in that I found in OBS. So I just space it out. This is just a graphic design thing. Let's click OK. Let's put an extra space between label and consulting. There we go. Click OK. There, put that at the bottom. Let's add the logo, add image. I don't know if I have the logo for WLs. Let's add existing logo. Click OK. Yeah, we have the logo already. So we'll click on this logo and we'll reduce it down. Now, I do use a lot of purple here. So let's put this here. Let's move this over. Because these colors are not agreeing with the logo, I wonder what would happen if we just delete this off. Let's just take this off for now. Let's move this back down right here, make this a little bigger so it's there. Put this here. So OBS makes thumbnails. Yep. And let's click on the white label, make it smaller. You have to be careful because of the YouTube logo that's going to go here. So that's there. And yeah. I wonder how that looks for a thumbnail. Let me go to my live show, split screen. Yeah, I wonder how that looks. Let me transition over here. Let's switch back to here and go back. I wonder how that looks for a thumbnail. I don't know. I made this thumbnail like 15 minutes, right? Let's say I don't like that image. Let me go back to my live camera. Let's go back to live broadcast. And let me see. Let me go back to thumbnails. I am on the right side of the screen. So let's go back to live broadcast and let's move over to the right. Move the mic, and this time let's look to the left, right? So I'm going to right click on here and hit zoom. So you won't see this, but it'll be fine. Wait, I got to find where it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, that looked kind of crazy, but whatever. Let's go back to OBS thumbnails. Let's click on the thumbnail, double click, browse image, and replace it with this. Uh-oh, that might be crazy. Oh, that's crazy right there, right? And so we'll move it over right there. Now, you know, I normally don't smile, sorry. Filters. Let's turn the color correction back on. Let's see if we can play and get this looking really, really crazy. Yeah. Let's see if we can play this right there. Click close. I don't know, y'all. I'm liking that thumbnail. I mean, it took me about 5 minutes or so. I can shrink this down a little bit. What can we do with it? So guess what? Now you can right click on this entire area and screenshot the preview. So when I screenshot preview, it's going to screenshot the actual entire scene, right? So when I come back over here, I am going to actually, I'm going to go with my Windows and pull up. We go to quick access real quick. I had working on with my man Vocab Malone early this morning. And let me go into my folder where all of my OBS properties and stuff is at, which is here. And let me see how that looks. Let's go by the date, which will be today. Pulling up loads of video files. I think I have 100 video files in here. And hold on real quick. Let me see here. So I'm going to go down to screenshot. The last screenshot I took was at 319. Is this it? No, that's a video file. My bad. Screenshot. Here we go. 319. Preview. Okay. I don't know. Let me put it on. Let me put it on another screen and blow it up. Right, and then let me go into my assets folder and switch to my big TV. And let me full screen this over here. I think it's F11. I like that. Should I start making simple thumbnails in OBS? Because I made this in OBS. It doesn't look bad. And in fact, if you clicked on this video, this is the video, this is the thumbnail I'm going to use. OBS makes thumbnails ? That is the play. Can I use OBS to make thumbnails? Absolutely you can. You can use OBS to make thumbnails. And actually, as I'm looking at this, let me go to my split screen. All of my branding is not turned on. I'm at the end of the video, so that needs to be turned on there. Let me turn that back on. And then my book meeting, right? Where's that link at? Vocab logo. I was working with Vocab book. Bam. Let me do that. There we go. So that's how the video should have been shot, but it wasn't. But guess what? OBS makes thumbnails. I like that thumbnail. I think it's simple. I think it agrees with the color theme. It's not the same what I've been working with for the last couple of weeks, the cinematic look. But I think that works. So yeah, try it yourself. See how that works. Microwave White Label Consulting.